How do, guys? How goes it, Stephen? Hey, come on then. Wasn't really sure about vlogging today, guys. Went to see a friend off this morning, a very good friend. Sadly had a heart attack. Pretty much 6 months to the day I had mine. Just makes you think. I've had a week of reflection, you know, what life's really about and all that. So a lot of lads today and lasses I haven't seen for years, some of them 25, 30 years. Played rugby together. Just makes you think, really. So yeah, for those of you new to the channel, I'm on the pit site. There you go, this is a memorial to miners that died. I'll be off the train lines in a minute, guys. I'm going to give a shout out today. I have a very, very good friend who asked me to give this shout out for his daughter's boyfriend. So his daughter's boyfriend, dad and cousin are driving from the UK today to the Ukraine. They are Ukrainian nationals. They're driving across land with supplies and the like, you know, driving to their homeland, if you like. I can't imagine what their journey's going to be like. I would imagine it's going to be difficult, you know. I'm stood here, out in country, little cold, with my dog. Elsewhere in the world, people are dying. Yeah, so Lewis, dad and cousin, Godspeed, lads. Safe journey. All the very best. Okay, guys, on to today's vlog. Pinned comment. I will put a link and in the description to an article about the lad I'm talking about. John Jenkinson. We had a period, for those that don't know, I was a prison officer, worked at Strangeways prison, HMP Manchester. For my last 7 years, pretty much, I worked on their healthcare hospital wing. Most people we had on there were for mental health reasons. This lad definitely comes under that category. Sadly, I'll give you a brief history before he arrived with us. John Jenkinson. He killed his mum, his sister, and a family dog. Very, very disturbing case. You all right? Yeah, not bad, mate. Hello. Hiya. Come on then. Good lad. Very disturbing case. 2 days before he killed his mum's sister, he tried to kill himself. It was described that he had a schizophrenic, psychotic episode. Whether he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, I don't know. I don't know whether he was medicated at the time. He tried to kill himself, tried to drown himself, cut his wrists. I think he took something, a cocktail of LSD, whiskey, and some sort of other medication. I believe the authorities were involved, the police, you know, in an incident of this nature. And whether he presented himself or he was presented, excuse me, at an A&E department in this country. For those that don't know, A&E, accident emergency, there's always somebody to do with mental health or able to do a mental health assessment. You know, a lot of people who go to A&E attempt suicides and the like. So he was assessed. He was assessed as a medium risk on a couple of things, and he was discharged to his mum's care. 2 days later, killed his mum with an axe, killed his sister to silence her, and the family dog also. Like I say in the article, it's all there, very disturbing. So when he arrived with us, this lad, probably as much as anyone I've ever seen in my time, like I say, as a prison officer, you're not mental health qualified or anything, only life experience, which I'll tell you counts for a lot. The more you see, you know, the more you sort of understand. He was troubled, this lad. My manager, I've talked about her before, Bradders. I was in a lot of the interviews with him. It was a small unit and not many staff. The conversation she had with him, he was describing things to do with he was describing things to do with the incident that were disturbing. I believe he added, you know, some of the things that he talked about. It was very descriptive. And now, it's only now, you know, years later, I'm looking back on this thinking, it must have been particularly disturbing for my manager. You know, she did care about people. She did 40 years in mental health before retirement, and things like this, you know, they must take their toll. Sorry for being a bit solemn, you know, it's been a, you know, one of them days where you're reflecting, yeah, but quite definitely must have affected her. Very, very disturbed. He wasn't troublesome, this lad. We didn't have him on an unlock. Pretty much kept himself to himself. I can't remember, you know, whether he actually started taking medication on the healthcare. The thing about the prison healthcare, people who are mentally unwell, sadly a lot of them who are medicated in order to help them get through life's trials and tribulations, when they become well, they stop taking the meds because they think they don't need it. So I don't know whether he was medicated or he started taking meds. On a prison healthcare, we had no provision to give him medication if he didn't want to take it. Ashworth Hospital again were involved quite quick. Ashworth Hospital, high secure hospital, sort of in partnership with the authority that was over the healthcare. Disturbing, to say the least. You've been swimming. What are you up to, you? Oi! Can't take him anywhere, guys. Beautiful up here today. Freezing cold. Yeah, very disturbing. He did go to Ashworth Hospital. There was an incident on the healthcare. Sometimes with these people you see glimmers of, I don't know what you call it, you know, sane moments of clarity. I wasn't there. I did see this on camera after. My manager was talking to John at his cell door. There was another officer present. This officer, I've been in the job a long time, about 35 years. Let's not talk about him. However, the hatch was down. The hatch, you know, probably 8 inches in depth, maybe 10, 12 inches wide. You could drop that on the healthcare, give people and take things off people, but also speak to them. You know, people who are unwell. If you were locked down, you know, somebody was upset or whatever, could stand there and you could talk to them. This officer was being abusive to my manager. He never did it in front of people, but when people were on their own, you know, he would talk down to him. Anyway, John, in the cell, didn't like what he was saying, and he punched him. Yeah, straight through the hatch, punched the officer, caught him at the back of the head, not serious. Yes, someone has been assaulted, I'm not condoning that. But he told him to be more respectful of the lady nurse. Off he went to Ashworth Hospital. During his trial, again, you know, whether he was deemed a schizophrenic or not, he pleaded guilty to manslaughter, not murder, with diminished responsibility. Now, it's a strange one, this. I think he was given a minimum of 12 years to serve. You know, we've all seen the films, the American films, where somebody who is normal, you know, acts, plays like the mentally unwell, gets off, gets a lesser sentence or whatever. This lad was definitely unwell. He did get manslaughter with diminished responsibility, a minimum of 12 years. I would think that John will probably spend all his life inside mental health institutions, locked up. I would say he was incredibly dangerous. I think the thing that makes it most disturbing about the guy and interviewing him and that, I think he was remorseful, but not in an open way and not a way that people would understand. I think he knew what he'd done. Bit controversial, but maybe he couldn't help it, I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there because my hand is falling off. Going to give the lad his ball, and I'm going to wish you the best weekend possible. As always, parting shot. Stephen, say hi to your fans. Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks for coming. Al City.